Craig, before we get to the football itself, you've been back at the New Saints for a number of weeks now.
Yeah.
How's it going on a personal level with you and the family?
Yeah, good, brilliant, excellent. I think it's a bit more continuity. We're working during the days. I had a fantastic time at Connah's Quay, but there was a couple of evenings in there with a couple of days in there. So now I think it's fantastic. So I'm getting back home to spend evenings with me little one and my wife. So it's just a bit more stability and a bit more continuity from a personal point of view. That I'm working during the day and up and out at 7 o'clock in the morning and back at 5:50 each night. So it's 5:30 should I say? I was very precise with 5:50 there, but yeah, 5:30. So yeah, it's a structure of the day that I've worked a lot with through my coaching and football career. So yeah, it's nice to have that stability and the continuity of knowing what time I'm leaving and coming in.
They say that the camera never lies. Well, that must be true of the league table as well. Top of the pile, 1 point gap over second place, but then 4 points over the cluster of teams that are just behind. The only unbeaten side in top flight Welsh football at the moment. Only conceded 1 goal in 5 games. You must be happy overall with the position so far.
Yeah, happy-ish. You always, I think it's a certain trait of myself, and I think anyone that knows me with any great detail, then they'll know that I'm almost a perfectionist, and I always want more. Probably sometimes to the point of where I don't probably enjoy things as much as what I should, because I'm looking to how to improve things. But yeah, it started reasonably well. Obviously, ideally, we'd have 1 more clean sheet, we'd score more goals, and we'd have 1 more victory instead of the draw. But you can't please everybody all the time. So yeah, now being reasonably, happy with it. I think probably today at the first half I wasn't particularly happy with on Saturday. Thought we could have done better. We weren't as good as what we have been. But like I said, the lads' attitudes and work ethic and training and everything in the way they've conducted themselves in games has been excellent. So that's something that I can't complain about. I just think we were 10% off on Saturday, the first half. Second half, much better, created more opportunities, should have probably scored 4 or 5 goals. And I mean good opportunities, not just half opportunities. But yeah, overall, reasonably happy. Obviously not perfect, but what is perfect?
We've had back-to-back 2-0 victories on the road. We're here at Park Hall this coming Saturday. Is there a psychological advantage in being at home, do you think?
Yeah, I think there is. Without you can work it 2 ways, can't you? Because obviously any team we play here, we're favourites. We've got, as a club for a long period of time, got a good home, record. So we are the favourites, no doubt about it. But obviously, you take into account you've got a manager at the opposition, you've got staff, you've got 11 to 15 players that are going to be thinking differently. And the emphasis is for us to attack, for us to take the game to teams, which we have done, we will do. That's our style. That'll never change. But like I said, I think we've certainly got respect for Haverfordwest, as we have with any team in the league. And I've watched their last couple of games, and they've got a young, bright, attacking team with plenty of energy. So we've got to make sure we are aware of that. We've done our due diligence, which we have. We've worked hard in training this week. Myself and the staff have identified where they will be dangerous. In where their weakness is, which we do every game. So yeah, it's something that we're looking forward to, coming back home and in pushing our style and our control on the game.
Haverfordwest County had a good start to the season, 7 points out of a possible 9. They've lost the last 2. It could be argued in some ways, especially coming to Park Hall, that they have nothing to lose, so they could play with a lot more freedom than perhaps normal. Yeah,
without a doubt. I think it has done that. Especially in the past, it's been like that. It's almost whatever they get from this opportunity, from this fixture, then it's a bonus. But we've got to make sure that we're professional. We turn up. We know that. The players know that. We can't drop our standards. We're never going to go into any game thinking we're just going to win the game. We're going to have to work hard first and foremost, and work hard on the opposition, and the rest will follow. But yeah, it's something that we are well aware of, that they will be dangerous coming off the back of 2 defeats, which most teams are. They're going to be a little bit hurt, so they're going to want to put a few wrongs right, and we've got to make sure that on Saturday that we're not the team that they have the reaction to and want to win their next football game.
and you do have a week of training, of preparations. How have the two new signings slotted into that?
Yeah, well, you know, good. Obviously, Adam was with us for a week or so beforehand as well when he trained with ourselves, you know, and Danny joined the group on Saturday at the game, and then they've trained this week. You know, they've fitted in well. Young lads, you know, enthusiastic, good footballers, good pedigree, come from good football clubs, got good history. So, you know, that they've fitted in well. We've got a great set of lads. That's one thing we definitely have got, is a great set of lads that, you know, there's no one, everyone's welcoming them, you know, and embracing the competition, which I think it's good, because that's what, you know, top football clubs are all about. The competition is key. You know, if you're not someone who's up for a little bit of competition for your position, then, you know, this football club and most good football clubs aren't for you. You know, if you can't handle a bit of competition, because that's what it's all about, in my opinion. You know, competition is the best trainer. It keeps everyone on their toes. It makes everyone work harder. The lads who are already in the team have got to maybe give a little bit more. The lads who are wanting to get in the team have got to give a bit more. And it shows everyone's attitude and have they got a little bit of resilience and a bit of steely determination to say, A, you're not getting my position, or B, I'm going to get in the team. So I think it adds a bit of character to everybody as well.
And staying with Adam and Dan, in the short time that you've had them now on the pitch at Park Hall in training, have they done enough to convince you that they could possibly be in line for a starting place this Saturday? Yeah,
well, they wouldn't be with if they weren't, you know, if they didn't have something that they could bring to the party, without a shadow of doubt. You know, they're both very good footballers. They're both hungry to get an opportunity. So, you know, they both trained well this week. So they both put themselves in a position to be in the squad on Saturday, and then you know, the rest's up to them. You know, as I say, you know, what doesn't lie, the training pitch doesn't lie, the match day doesn't lie. If you play well in training, you play well in games, then you make it hard for yourself, and you can't keep a good player out of the team for any length of time. So it's completely down to them, as it is with the other players that aren't getting the team. You know, we spoke about it earlier a little bit. I'm sure Blaine Hudson thinks he should be in the team. I'm sure Leo Smith thinks he should be in the team. Sis, Jordan have had to rotate a little bit. JD has not been in the team for a couple of games. He come on and done fantastic on Saturday. You know, I'm sure all them players think they should be in the team, and if they didn't, you know, they've got to be able to back themselves. You know, but then, you know, then it's up to them to have a certain level of performance and not sulk because they're not in the team, and get on with it and get themselves back in the team, which, by the way, they have done. Like you say, there's, you know, the team's the most important thing, and there's no room for individual sulkers. You roll your sleeves up, you get your head down, and you prove to everyone that you should be in the team.
And as the head coach, Craig, you've just mentioned names there, players who perhaps haven't been in the starting 11 as they would like to. How do you manage on a personal level dealing with those players and their personal disappointment?
It's hard, you know. I think what the great, I've got some empathy for everyone, because I've been there myself as a player. I realise and understand what it's like, you know. I as an 18, 19-year-old kid, I played at Middlesbrough. I was involved with every round of a League Cup until it got to Wembley, the final. I was left out of the squad completely. So I understand what that feels like. I think if you know yourself what it feels like, and you're honest with players, then I think they respect you for that. And, you know, tough decisions to make, but the tougher the decision, the better position we are in as a squad, as a team, and everyone wants to play for a good team. You know, I don't think there's many good professionals out there that are that obsessed with themselves that they draw that play in a not so good team, but then be the main man and then not get results. And so everyone wants to play for a good team, and like I said, competition's the key. And don't mind anybody not being happy with it. Doors always open. Have conversations with players, tell players how they need to get in the team, how they need to do better, what I need from them, as long as their attitude's good and they're ready for the opportunity they get, and then prove to me that they should have been in the team previously, and they'll stay in the team, and everyone's happy.
As far as the starting 11 is concerned for Saturday's game, how far down the road are you with that? Do you have a certain number of places set in stone and perhaps one or two others you're not sure about, or how far are you with that?
Yeah, look, you always like a bit of continuity in the team. You know, it's you know, a lot of, you know, teams are built on repetition and having the same 11 or the same 10, you know, but training also is an opportunity for players as well. You know, on the training pitch between Monday and Friday, then they get the opportunity to prove why they should be in the team, or why they shouldn't be in the team, or vice versa. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you just get a good feeling. Sometimes you've done a little bit of match analysis, or you've looked at something and something doesn't sit quite right, or you want to change things tactically. You know, you've probably got a 10-15% maybe on a weekly basis. But apart from that, then yeah, you know, 90, by the time it comes to Wednesday, 95%, if not higher than that, is I know what the team's going to be, and I know what the game plan's going to be, and we've worked on it on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we just finalise it on a Friday with you know, team shape, set plays, etc., and you know, finalise the last little bits.
And as far as the opposition's concerned, Haverfordwest County in particular, you've done your research, your due diligence, as you said earlier, but how much of a priority do you give to what you expect them to do rather than what you intend to do?
Yeah, it's got to be the majority's got to be with us, no matter who we play. We've got to make sure that we've got to try and, you know, push our game plan and our emphasis on our attacking side of it on any team, certainly at home as well, you know, but we still haven't got the arrogance, and we've got the respect to look at the opposition, whoever that may be, and realise that if we're not on it and the players are not fully at it, then there's an opportunity for opposition to cause you a problem. I think as soon as you stop giving other opponents that respect, then it turns around and it quite easily bite you on the backside. So then I think we need to make sure that we do, but it's a healthy respect. But then there's a large majority of it's about us, about how we want to play, how we want to execute our game plan, how we want to dominate the game in possession, out of possession, and all the tactical things that go along with it. But yeah, you know, it's certainly that, you know, we've got to make sure we concentrate on us with giving a healthy respect to the opposition.
And finally, Craig, as far as availability is concerned, we know about the long-term injury of Josh Pass, but what's the other general situation?
Yeah, obviously Danny Davis come off early on against Pontypridd. You know, he just rolled his ankle. It's nowhere near as bad as what we first thought, and it's not the same ankle, which is a relief as previously it was. So I very much doubt Danny will be available for the weekend. We're not 100% sure, but Ash Baker will be back involved. He's been out on the training pitch today, trained with the group today. So, you know, he had a bit of fatigue from his, you know, he obviously was out for a long time, then he come back in, he'd done 2 lots of 60 minutes, and we just didn't want to have a secondary muscle injury where he could be out for 6-8 weeks. So we've looked after him. So Ash will be back in with the squad, and everyone else is fit. So yeah, it's a healthy, you know, it's healthy competition again. Obviously we've got the added Adam Wilson and Dan Williams as well. So, you know, they add competition to the squad. So the great thing about it now is not only there's competition to get in the start 11, there's competition to get in the squad. So there's going to be players that possibly left out the squad that are going to be disappointed. But as I alluded to earlier, you know, it's up to them to train hard, have a good attitude, and get themselves first and foremost back in the squad and then into the starting 11, because we've got 18, 19, 20 players that could all start the game. So it's fine margins, and it's up to players to prove that.